Hello, listeners, and welcome back to another episode of Pitstop Fracas. I'm your host, Richard, and we're here today to discuss the Canadian Grand Prix. We've got a bit of a full house today, so here to help me with today's review is none other than Kwame. Kwame, how are you doing today, bro?
Hey, well, it's good to be back, back at, the circuit of everyone earth, one of my favorite circuits of the earth on Canada. So, hey, it's good to have something, during this bank holiday weekend and sounds out in the UK. And yeah, man, something to cheer me up after, the blues on Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening. Hey, it was good, man. It was a good race, man. I can't lie.
I know you was outside this weekend, but we're not going to discuss what you was up to. You know what I'm saying? I'll just leave it there. But yeah. Kunle, how are you doing today, brother?
Shit, I'm good, man. How you doing? I'm all right. So, it's Canada. It's home. It's the GP. It's the best. It's the best GP on the grid. It's the exciting one to watch. Actually, so far so good. So we're here. How are you?
I'm all right, man. I'm all right. I'm just battling the heat wave. Obviously we don't have the infrastructure to film these things, so yeah, we're getting through it, man. We're getting through it. But yeah, last but not least, no other than Mahad. Mahad, how we doing today, bro?
Nothing to smile about in my life, mate.
Nothing
to smile about. I'm here by court order.
It's because Lewandowski's gone.
No, because my fucking organization's a joke.
Hey, man, we'll get into that, man. We'll give you a McLaren fan TV segment, don't worry, bro, because there's some discussions that need to be had. Because, yeah, it was not looking good, bro, I'm telling you. But, yeah, before we get into things, make sure to follow us on socials. Let me just make that up here. Of course, Pitstop Fracas everywhere. TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, where are we on? Blue Sky, Threads, all the socials that you use on a daily basis. We're on there. So yeah, please give us also a like, comment, subscribe on the YouTube as well. That'll be much appreciated. And yeah, let's move on to, of course, as we can. Let's move on to sprint quali and the sprint race. So it was quite an eventful one. Sprint quali, sprint race, to be fair. A lot happened. Mahad, I'm gonna come to you on this. What's your thoughts on sprint quali and how sprint race fared for you?
Yeah, it was good. It was exciting. Could see that Mercedes upgrades seemed to work. They were still at the front of the field. Russell looked comfortable. Antonelli still looked quick as well. So it looked quite competitive. Surprised that the McLaren was up there as well. But yeah, it was a good sprint qualifying. I think it's the first sprint qualifying in Canada. So I'm happy to see if they keep it on in the future, But sprint quali was exciting, but sprint race was the event. Russell versus Antonelli once again, and it's getting techy now. I want to see how Mercedes reacts and how they deal with these two, because clearly one of them's not going away, Antonelli, and Russell's gonna have to start sending him into the shadow room if he wants to win this championship, because as time goes by, it's going to get more desperate and more desperate. And I think that was the first sign, the sprint race, that he's driving on edge. He's driving with passion, as they say.
Yeah, no, for sure. I agree with that 100%. Kwame, thoughts on the sprint format, and what do you think about the current, battle between George and Kimi, at least for the sprint race?
I think so the format of the sprint, I mean, we've discussed it numerous of times in this pod, man, how we felt about it. But I think for me, with Canada, I think the circuit that Canada is, it's quite a high-speed circuit. There's a lot of, overtaking that happens, especially the first and the last sectors. I think it actually makes perfect sense, in honesty. And this was a weekend when I've watched it where I wasn't annoyed that it was a sprint. Usually I'm annoyed, I'm like, why are we going to sprint on, or but this weekend in particular, I thought, okay, cool. It makes a lot of sense. So And also regarding the battle between George and Kimi, I mean, it was very close for them in qualifying. It was what, like 600s of a second between them. So in the final qualifying, so it was quite tight. Obviously, had the McLaren who were not too far off as well. But yeah, like Mahad said, I think this was the first signs. We were saying in previous one, like how techie, how tight will it get. I think the sprint qualifiers has been really showed, how tight and how serious it's getting between them two, especially on Kimi's side, I think, especially the younger side. I guess the passion. This is his first time being in the championship F1 fight in particular. Again, this first good car, let's say, in honesty. So yeah,
Cool. Kunle, and your thoughts on sprint quali and the sprint race?
It was good, but it wasn't anything that I didn't expect, right? The Mercedes upgrades, like Mahad said, it worked. They have a fast car, they made it faster. 1 + 1's 2. That's how it works. I mean, it was interesting to see the sort of changes in the McLaren. I mean, I was surprised to see them up there, like, sort of almost trying to push for front row starts and stuff. But, honestly speaking, barring any car issues, barring any driver mistakes, I expect qualies to be shut out between the Mercedes drivers. It's about which of them is going to be P1, barring any mechanical faults or all of them stuff. So I wasn't surprised by the quali. The race, we'll get into that later. I'm talking about the sprint race. We'll get into that somewhat later. It was interesting to see, like, okay, George was like quick in qualifying, but yeah, back to the I think there wasn't issues of clipping this time around. I don't think anybody complained about clipping. So maybe the minor adjustment to the regulations is sort of fixed that for now, just to see. But there's other things wrong with F1, but the quali wasn't one of them. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, calm. Yeah. Okay, so let's move on to the main quali. So main quali, pretty interesting. We had Ferrari in the mix, of course, the mix in the mix, McLaren in the mix, even Hadjar sneaking in here and there, thereabouts. But of course, it was who was on pole again? Fucking hell, George. Yeah, George was on pole. So yeah, Mahad, I'm gonna come back to you on this. Thoughts on quali? Did you think the McLarens got the most out of the quali sessions, or did you think they maybe left a bit on the table?
I think qualifying was interesting because I felt like a lot of people had to do continuous laps because of how cold the track was. So it wasn't just a case of just a little 2-run thing. I think a lot of people were just doing continuous runs in Q1 and Q2 to generate heat into the tires to get the fastest time. So then we saw a lot of fluctuation in Q1 and Q2. One thing I will say is that qualifying looks like qualifying again. It doesn't look like people are holding back. It kind of looks like they're trying to drive on the edge. So maybe they have sorted out the super clipping thing with qualifying, because that's the first qualifying session that felt a bit normal compared to the earlier ones this season where it felt like people are just coasting around and just doing battery management. But this one looks more like a real qualifying session. And I think, obviously, there was a little bit of hope in the first run of Q3 where Lando put it on provisional pole. But it was just a case of Merckx fucking up the first run and George going out again and being kind of quite relentless with it. So he boxed. I think he messed up his first lap, boxed, and then just went out and did 2 more just to make sure he was like the last guy on track. So that was good thinking for him, because I think if he just went on 1 run out, I think he would have got out qualified by Antonelli and possibly Lando. So he did a really, really good job just kind of like pulling out the bag. It was clutch, man. Probably one of the first clutch moments he's pulled out this year. Realised how important it is. 3 poles in a row now in Canada, so done a very, very good job there. But Antonelli was very close. It's not like he put 2 tenths on him. It was still a very, very, very close margin. I think it was the exact same margin it was in sprint qualifying. So it's not going to be easy for George, man. If this is the gaps you're putting in him, it's nip and tuck right now.
Yeah, it's definitely nip and tuck. Even though this is probably one of George's favourite tracks, shall I say? Yeah, Kimmy wasn't too far behind, which probably would have pissed George off. But hey, on. Qualms, any thoughts on quali and anything particularly you want to highlight or speak on?
Yeah, definitely want to piggyback on what Mahad said as well, in the sense of how George kind of just pulled out from the bag, because he was what, fifth, sixth, I believe, when the first round of laps happened in Q3, and then again he just pulled out of the bag. He did quite well there. As you mentioned as well, man, the McLaren's quite behind as well, and then from there there's a clear kind of split. Obviously, McLaren's upgraded. Then you've got the split between Ferraris and Red Bull, which we'll talk on later with their battle. Hey, you know, I'll say out loud, man, Colapinto, I'll give you your props, man. P10, Q3, you know. Yeah, he did a good job, man. Apart from that, man, the mids were just mid in quality, so I ain't gonna touch on that. But Colapinto, I scored a corner middle that kid, but hey, you know. Praise where praise
You don't want to
is due,
speak on your mid, no? You don't.
Nah,
Don't
man,
speak
it's
in
just-
your
it's just
dark
a bunch of men,
Colapinto,
man.
cheeky pizza, no?
I said that, man. I said that, bro. Give him his shoes, man. You got P10. You know,
Oh, my
that's the
bad.
rest.
I was playing with sounds,
Yeah.
First. Kunle, any thoughts on quali, brother?
Yeah, it was good. It was good. It was good. I mean, it was good that drivers could push the way they wanted to push. And I think that's what's been missing from qualies in recent times, right? Where it's like, it just felt like drivers couldn't go as hard as they could. But then it was also like it was cold this weekend. Like, it was cold. So it was about getting the tires in the right temperature and being able to like push at the right time, you know, managing like the tire temperatures, getting it to heat on time. So it was a bit, you know, yo here and there, but George got it, is starting to own Canada qualifying. It's 3 poles now there. So, you know, like Matt said, it was clutch. When the man was clutch, it was clutch. So yeah, it was a good qualifying session.
Okay, calm. Now, let's move on to the race starts. And a very interesting scenario. Now, when I came back in, I managed to jump into the race just as soon as formation started. And I'm seeing, you know, greasy track. And I'm seeing softs, mediums, hards, and inters. I said, what the bumper class going on here, bro? So what the fuck is going on here, bro? So I'm thinking, okay, what are McLaren seeing that I'm not? So I'm thinking, okay, who's on inters? So McLaren's on inters, Audi's on inters, Cadillac's on inters, the Sands on inters. So I'm thinking, okay, this is going to be quite interesting. You know, the inters, you can get a better warm up than the softs and whatnot. And all of a sudden, it's unraveled, and I'm hearing Norris complaining. Oscar was fuming, Oscar was livid, and the team just didn't give a shit. So, the perfect guy to come to on this issue, this fascinating gamble, is none other than Mahad. Mahad, I want to hear your genuine opinion, obviously, on what you thought McLaren were started to do. And I want you to delve into McLaren's mindset on why you may think that, or if Stella said anything, they thought starting on inters was the go-to move.
That's a very difficult one because you're asking me to analyze the mindset of a stupid decision and stupid people when I'm not a stupid person. I'll be real with you. I didn't see the leader. I was watching Indy 500, yeah? I locked in when they're doing formation lap, yeah? And then I see Lindblad stalling on the grid, whatever, yeah? And I'm like, why are we on inters, bro? And then I check, you know, when they put the screen up where it has all everybody's tires. Why are we the only ones in the top 10 with inters? What did we see? Because they clearly want a weather map. It's just overthinking. It's just people just trying to big brain it. It's a sign of desperation as well. Look, they wanna win the race. They have to take any advantage as possible over Mercedes. We've got to do something different because we ain't got a faster car than them. But in reality, it's just stupidity. So what can we say? If we deep down just look at it, it's just stupidity. Because it didn't even rain a little bit. It didn't rain. You're on inters on a dry track. If they're on a dry track, if they had softs and normal tires in the F2 race, why they weren't even on inters? So why are you on inters? It's just nonsense. It's nonsense because you've just ruined two people's races. 0 points on the board. Congratulations, man. And especially with a George DNF, you could have been fighting for the win. And you're nonsense. I was watching Lando keep pace with the Mercs. You're a lap down, brother. I was thinking, what's going on? He's not third. But that's the nonsense they were on. That's the nonsense they were on. They had a car that had pace with the front runners, and they were multiple laps down because of stupidness. So the mindset, I'll be totally honest, when I saw the inters, I switched off the TV. So I didn't see the first bit. I had to watch that on highlights. Yeah, but yeah, just another one in the cards, man. Just embarrassing themselves in front of everyone. I think they must know people are laughing at it. They must know. Because there was a lot of other teams that were on inters and then they switched it within the last 5 minutes when they're on the grid. They switched it. Yeah. Clearly, you got eyes. You can look around. Why are they switching their tires? You should switch your tires. Just being stubborn and dumb, man. You've got to think on the fly, man. You got to touch the ground, man, with your hand. Is it wet or not? And you got two drivers that can drive on slicks in damp conditions anyway. So what the hell are you thinking? All this, the stat pad a race start, that you take the lead. And then you got a box anyway. It's nonsense, man. It's absolute nonsense. I'll never speak on this again. Apart from McLaren Fan TV tomorrow. But then I'll never ever speak about this race again. Ever again. This is top 3 worst McLaren race in the last decade.
Damn.
And that includes Honda.
Damn.
Because it's all self-sabotage.
That's crazy. It's crazy. But fair. Kunle, out of the residence McLaren fan. I'm going to see you on this. What are your thoughts?
All right. But if I don't laugh, I'll cry, man. That's what it is. If I don't laugh, I'll cry. So when, like, the thing is, I stopped watching like grid walk, build ups, and all of that stuff for a minute because there's other things going on in life, man. I'm not gonna sit there watching Martin grumble through the grid trying to answer stupid questions. So I tune in 2 minutes before the race start. You know, get my TV on, get my snacks in front of me, water, everything. And I'm tuning in and I'm seeing McLaren or Inters. I pick up the phone. I call my friend in Montreal. Yo, do you man have forecast in the weather? Do you man have rain in your forecast? He said no. I said, did it rain heavily in Montreal today? He said no. I said, do you live in Montreal next to the racetrack? It's like, yeah, the racetrack is like 15 minutes from my house. I said, do me a favor, look outside your house. Is it wet, or is it just damp? Because obviously, I think it rained earlier in the day or it rained overnight. He actually went to the window. He looked outside. It's like, yeah, it looked like it rained, but like there's dry patches and there's like wet patches, but there's no standing water on the floor. And I'm thinking, there was an F1 Academy race. There was an F2 race. So even if there's like possibility of water being on the track, it's probably swept off at some point. And then Oscar's like, yeah, this is the wrong set of tires. Let's pit now. Mind you, Limbad already stalled. So there was another opportunity to go into the pit and start from the pit lane. It's like, let's pit now. Let's start from the pit lane and let's just recover. And they were like, nah, you're good, stay out, blah, blah, blah. I was like, this is just stupid. Because one, now, your driver's head is hot. Two, you're going to pit anyways. Three, it's not going to rain. Like, you're not winning whatsoever in the position you put the driver. And then, obviously, the race starts. Piastri's head's done. Like, it was clearly done before the race even started because it was pissed. And I would have been pissed. Bro, imagine, right? You're out with your mom. You're like, Mom, let's stop at McDonald's. No, there's rice at home. Mom, there's KFC here. Let's stop. Nah, there's rice at home. And you get home and there's no rice. And your mom's like, yeah, let's go KFC. You've been out all day. You're hungry. And they give you the money to go get KFC and you lose the money on the way. Like, your head's already kettled. Like, you got a little £5 in your pocket. Like, oh, man, I should have got this before we go home. And then you're going and they get to the store. You're trying to pay. It's like, where's the £5? That's Oscar right now. Like, his head is done. He's not even thinking straight now. And then obviously he goes to torpedoes people, does bullshit. And the weekend goes how it goes. But when you look at the result, you look at the final result, you look at how the sprint went, because Lando, it looked like Lando had pace in the sprint. It wasn't a bad outing in the sprint, He held his own. It really wasn't, the Ferrari wasn't really that. It felt like the Ferrari wasn't that fast in the sprint, or I don't know what was up with them in the sprint. But in the race, if they were on the right tires, honestly, with the way that race went, even if they had started from the pit lane, got on slick, maybe went long or short, or you know what, based on the number of retirements and how everybody else was on that race, they could have rescued something out of a bad weekend. But no, they decided to be bozos. Operationally stupid. You have two very good drivers that were fighting for the championship last year, and you have them sitting on the wrong tires. Bro, Colapinto got P6 in that race. Why do you think Lando couldn't have gotten that P6? Hadja had like 1 minute worth of penalties in that race. And you're telling me you could have started from the pit lane and you're not getting solid points. That's just stupid, and it's just disgustingly annoying. But yeah, that was that. And then the car broke down at some point as well. So like, okay, yeah, let's shut it down. Let's go home.
Lando boxed twice and he was on pace for P6. And then his car broke down.
Yeah, that's
how fast that car is.
That's how fast the car was. You 2 stops and you could still get P6 before the car broke. And it was lapping good. Nobody else around him was. Because the thing is, there's a pace differential in F1 right now. It's Mercedes, then a huge gap, at least 0.3 a lap gap to the next best team. Whoever that team is on a given weekend. And I feel like this weekend it was McLaren. This weekend it felt like it was McLaren. And we failed to capitalize on it. And yeah, I don't even know what else to say.
Do you know what makes it worse, yeah? The two Mercs were being bozos. They were fighting each other. How much time they were losing. If there was a McLaren behind them, they would have took the lead. If a McLaren was directly behind what Kimi and Russell were doing, a McLaren takes the lead. Because they were doing stupidness. They were going off track. How much times did they go off track?
I will get onto that. Don't worry. We'll just man.
So if there was a car that even a little bit of pace, look, if there was a car with even a tiny little bit of pace behind them, equivalent to what happened in the sprint race, they could have low-key lost the race. Because they were doing stupidness.
Actually, you know what? While we're here, let's speak on them. May gone machine for machine all weekend. I'll be honest, this was good. This was a good battle. However, there's a lot of bozoness in this battle. Kimi, this is a stinker. Performance-wise, this is low-key a stinker. I don't care if he won. I do not care. He actually stunk. The amount of times he cut the track to attempt to force an overtake was crazy. George was a perfect too, granted. But Kimi, he was having a howler. Having an absolute howler. He was cutting, what was it, 10, 12. He was cutting 10, 1 constantly. This was a stinker. Mahad, I know you've got stock on your boy Kimi, but I want you to speak on the two mechs. Was this good wheel to wheel, or was this just bozos having a bozo off?
I don't know what it is. Do you wanna compare that to like Rosberg versus Hamilton or something? What we're seeing? Because that ain't Bahrain 2014. I'll tell you that now.
Funny enough, I tweeted that off the account, and then it
Both
got
of these,
worse.
them two overtook each other multiple times. Yeah, they overtook each other multiple times, and some of it were even wall to wall. One of them was just locking up a hairpin. Oh, let me overtake you. Oh, let me lock up as well. Oh, what is this? It's not even wet. What are you man doing? They were just doing late braking and inshallah.
No way.
They were playing
Anyone
chicken.
that wants to compare this to
Obviously,
Lewis
listen,
and
I give Kimi a blight because Kimi's young, innit?
Yeah, but
Yeah, here.
I
I
don't
can't
know.
compare it to them because them man were vets when they were going at each other. They already been falling off for ages. One was a world champion already.
But in contrast to that 2014, was it 2014 or 2013? It was 14, wasn't it?
Yeah,
It was
2014.
2014.
In contrast to that 2014 race, is that this man were going band for band in 2014. They were going band for band, and they were putting time on Perez behind them. It wasn't even close. There was a tire differential. There was pace. The pace was there, but like I think Lewis was on hards and Rosberg was on mediums. And it was clean. Probably their cleanest wheel to wheel that year. Or that was probably the cleanest wheel to wheel they had while they were in Mercedes together. And it was clean, it was on track, and they were lapping people behind them. The difference is with this new Mercedes lot is that every time they tried to go wheel to wheel, they were losing time. And if there was a if there was a car remotely as like maybe just about 1/10 slower or 2/10 slower than them, one of them would have been P3. Legit, one of them would have been P3 because Kimi went off like twice. Now, granted, he's able to recover. Like I think in the sprint, it went off, and he was able to recover the car to P. It came back and took out. Did he overtake Lando before the end of the race in the sprint, or
No, he lost to Norris. He lost to Norris.
he lost to
In the
Norris?
sprint, he lost to Norris because he went off.
Yeah, but he was able to. I think he was able to like get back behind them at some point. He was able to close the gap up again because after he went wide. Because yeah, there's a pace in that car, but like I don't know, man. I feel like I'll give Kimi the benefit of the doubt. It's his first rodeo in that position where it's like he's young. It's his first time being able to go wheel to wheel with his teammate. He's trying to prove something, right? You know, he's trying to show that, yeah, I'm not a scrub. They changed all these rules for me because I'm that good, you know. So, I don't know. It would have been better if they crashed into each other. Maybe Lewis would have won, but, you know, build it to the game. They'll be all right.
Yeah, man.
Well, I've got a message. I've got a PSA. I've got a PSA for Ranch. Yeah, Russell is a big man. Go put 2/10 on his head every lap. What are we doing here? You are a big man. Sort yourself out.
Mm-mm-mm.
If I told you it's head to, if I told you last November head to head, Kimi versus Russell, you'd say Russell's gapping him in the race.
You'd expect that.
Yeah, you would, especially gone off last season. Yeah.
So what are we doing here? Kimi generally, even though he's doing bozo, will to will, whatever, he looks quicker than him. And this is supposed to be your best track, bro. And this guy looks quicker than you in race pace. It's looking spooky, man. I don't know whether Mercedes didn't expect it. Mercedes are thinking, oh, we expected Russell to have a little bit of a margin with this guy. Have a little bit of gap. Not like a gap like Bottas and Hamilton gap, but at least comfortable enough to take things home. He just dunked 4 wins in your head. In a row. These are crisis hours, man.
Spooky, man. It's getting spooky, man.
This is we saw Oscar and Lando last year. Oscar didn't put 4 wins on his head in a row.
Mm.
What's the gap now? 40 something.
Something like that.
We didn't get a gap. We didn't get a gap of 40 points between them till Zandvoort when it was a engine failure. And that's way into the season.
Yeah.
What's it now? What's the gap
It's
now?
43 points.
43 points.
43 points. Did we even see that gap last year?
I don't think so. Not top of my head. No,
Don't think
I
so.
don't think so.
No, I think the max was 40 after Zandvoort. Or 30.
Might have been a bit less than that, but yeah, it might have been a bit less. But yeah, it wasn't
this is
this
crisis
big,
hours.
especially this early. Yeah.
This is crisis hours, bro. You got to gain 40 points on your teammate. You better pray Total switches off that engine, that Antonelli engine. You better pray.
Right. That Kimi rocket ship, Shit.
It's peak because he's only 13 points ahead of Leclerc. 16 points ahead of Hamilton. I didn't know the gap was that bad.
It's getting spooky, man.
I said as well. I said he's got to ride out. He's got to do something. Man, them told me, Mr. Ranch Dingus told me, oh, Miami's not a good track. Canada will swing back.
I mean, he could have. He could have if he didn't DNF.
He could have won. Maybe.
I felt like he probably would have got the job done, I'll be honest with you, but obviously it's hypotheticals now, isn't it? Because he DNF lap 30. So we don't know how the next 4 laps would have appeared, but yeah, either way, it's not looking good. It's funny because he even said the 0 points is what kills you. That's what you're saying to Martin Brundle. Now look.
I'll ask now, yeah. Is this Kimi hooping or Russell fumbling?
I'd say 60-40 Kimi hooping.
I'd say it's better.
Kim is hooping.
I mean,
Kim is hooping, but Russell's fumbling as well. I mean, honestly, it's crazy.
Yeah.
This guy's not won a race until this year, and he's put 4 on your head back to back to back to back. And there's been like a minute break in there. It's back to back, took a break, to back to back. That's insane.
Some 30 man don't even do that in their career. Never mind against the teammates.
Bro.
And this is,
You get what I'm saying? There's a man who only have like 15, 20 wins. They racked up 4 in a row. What? Brother.
Kimi's 2 career wins behind George.
That's insane to say out loud, bro. That is nuts to say out loud.
Yeah, the most important one. How
He's
many is he
matching
behind?
Carlos Sainz. He's matching Carlos Sainz already.
How many is he behind Leclerc?
I think
Leclerc's got 8. Kimi's got 4. 4.
I will be there. We'll be there.
Oh.
Turn up the
We'll be there.
volume.
Hey,
We'll be there.
we'll be there.
I'll be there. No matter what.
Tic tac, man.
Hey, listen, when I tweet off the account, hey, I would just tweet the stats. And say nothing else. Oh my God, Kimi's in a rocket ship. How dare you compare to Sir Charles Leclerc? I'd say nothing. I'd just tweet stats. That's it. Hey, yeah, it's getting spooky for certain man, I'm telling you. It's getting real spooky hours for certain man. But hey, man, we'll watch the space.
Because the thing is, this is happening all in one season as well. That's the thing with Kimi. So like you said, like the first win came the season, 4 back-to-back. And now he's catched up with his rivals who've been there, 5 or 6 seasons? It's insane.
Just 2019,
Obviously,
yeah.
cool. You can say George has had, his bad luck, it's his first DNF since 2024, but I feel like if it wasn't for the car going, for the engine hydraulics, whatever, the way them two are racing anyways, somebody would probably have crashed, man. So, hey, unfortunately, you have to be George's DNF, man.
No, Antonelli's got a DNF in him. Tell you that now. Might not even be engine.
Never.
I
saw
agree
it in
with that.
Australian qualifying.
again.
I agree with that. I reckon them two are going to DNF together. I think that's nailed on.
Honestly, I think they got away with it in the sprint. They got away with it in the sprint because Russell was a bit nasty.
Yeah, but
That could have been
he has to do that, Kunle.
Yeah, no, but that could have been a
You
You
double
can't let
DNF.
man go on the
Imagine-
outside.
Yeah,
like
let's
that,
be elbows
man.
out.
But you can't let some you dunk
But it's crunch
well
time, though.
before it actually happens. He's only done 3 wins on your head top, yeah? You can't let him do a 4th and a sprint win as well, bro. He has
Not
to,
even
bro.
a normal overtake.
Yes.
Man did try and do Verstappen regen. I'm like, bro, what are you talking about? You have to lock it off immediately. He tried to
He
do
locked
Verstappen
it
regen,
off.
just not at the hairpin or not at the end near War Champions. Turn 1,
Hey,
Yeah.
quickly, dispatch one quickly, man. No messing around.
Someone's
but-
insane.
but
behavior,
it's
though.
coming.
Respect him, man.
Someone's insane.
But so the thing is, right, I feel like unless there's like a competitor right on the neck where it's like you don't have the margin that you have now, there's a very big possibility that there's going to be a double DNF, or at least one of them's going to DNF and one of them is going to finish P7 because they crashed into each other.
Yeah.
The way they're going. Because right now,
As
I'm
long as
telling
he
you now,
knows
if Oscar Orlando was behind them, they would have lost that race, bro. 'Cause
Yeah,
the way
definitely.
they were
Bro,
going
like I
in
said,
that
saw in
race.
the sprint. You saw in the sprint, man. And he,
Go on, what you say, Kunle?
sorry, my internet is going off, man. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, I was saying, it's pissing me off, man. Everything's pissing me off today. But all I was saying is, when that situation is happening, when it's brewing, they're getting away with it because they can go back and forth, switch leads, blah, blah, blah. And the nearest person to them is like 5 seconds. Now, if there was someone 3 seconds behind them, and right now, you can tell Toto's too pussy to make that call. It's shook. Because he's not trying to back somebody and say, yeah, this is the person we're backing. If not, there will be that call to say, hey,
I mean, he had the team radio with Kimi, though.
I don't know. It's not doing it with chest, though. There's no conviction behind it. It's just going, yeah, maybe not. It's not doing it. There's no conviction. If there was a conviction to say, okay, look, after lap 12, if you can't get the place, just let's race for a bit, maybe build up a gap, and then towards the end, we'll go for the win. Someone else will try to overtake, or like you start fighting again. Or maybe after you do the first round of pits, then you go after each other. But they don't have any rules right now in terms of engagement. And when there's no rules of engagement and you have 2 drivers, one of them is pretty young and the other one's trying to make it clean, then bruh, the inevitable is gonna happen. That's how I say it.
Exactly.
And I'll just skip it like that.
Yeah, no, that's fair. We're just gonna have to watch the space, man. I mean, just definitely at the end. I know people are writing off George's championship chances already, but Kimi's definitely got a DNF or 2 in him. So yeah, man. So let's move on to McLaren and Oscar and Lando individually. So Oscar had a bit of a mare, clotting into Albon. We salute you for that, brother. I know Lawrence is not too happy, but hold that, my bro. And Lawrence was kind of cooking until he had to, unfortunately DNF a bit later on in the race. So, because the man I'm on here, Kwame, I'm gonna come to you on this. Okay, Mahad's back actually. Man, I'm gonna come back to you. Then I'll come back to you, Kwame.
My bad.
I don't know if he was going or not. Yeah, but calm. But yeah, Mahad, I want you to speak on the individual performances of both Oscar and Lando over the whole weekend, I guess, even not just the race, because Oscar, it wasn't his strongest of weekends, I'll be honest. He had a bit of a mare, clotting into Albon, Vettel, Lando. He was kind of cooking still, then unfortunately got a DNF. But yeah, I'll be speaking on their individual performances this weekend and how you think they fared.
I think Lando did very well, especially in the sprint race, sprint qualifying, sprint race. He kept pace with them. The man gapped the rest of the people, Russell, Oscar, and Kimi. So no, Russell, Lando, and Kimi. So he showed the pace there in the car. So he performed very well. Then kept in touch in qualifying, and then in the race, he was just taken out of his own hands. I think it was a pretty much guaranteed podium, possibly a win that was robbed of him. But yeah, I think he performed very well. I think even though he hasn't had the car underneath him, I think he's driving very, very well this season. We saw it in Miami, and now we're seeing it now. Once he has a car that actually is on pace with the Mercedes, he'll win races. If Mercedes are doing stupid shit like they're doing now, he'll take advantage of that. So, yeah, I think he performed well. Oscar, I think Oscar was there. He was struggling, but he's still there and thereabouts. He qualified right behind Lando. I don't think he had any issues. Bit of a stinker in the sprint race because he was stuck behind Hamilton, but I think Hamilton was just cooking all weekend anyway. And he got him in the last lap anyway, so it was a very, very good overtake. So just a little bit off the pace. But sprint race, I kind of know this about Oscar. Look, he's been in McLaren for 4 seasons now. Like, if things are not going his way or something goes down, he's head loss. He starts head loss driving. And yeah, he was head loss from the tyre situation. He already knew the race was lost, coming out last place, all that kind of stuff. He's trying to make up places. If Oscar's having a bad race and he's in the midfield or he's behind, you better watch out. He's going to take you up. He's going to try and do a mad overtake. He's like, I don't respect these midfielders. And he's going to take somebody up. So I know he gives off the calm and collected kind of personality, whatever, but he's up there when it comes to head loss drivers.
There's a demon in there.
When shit going on, he will lose his head. I remember when AD with Max and he got taken out first corner. He just said, Colopino, hold that. He didn't give a shit. He just clotted him for no reason. Just because he was in the back of the pack. He does it all the time, man. So Albon's just another victim.
Yeah, Albon needs to hold that, man. So this is the way the combos.
Yeah, Lawrence, hold that, man.
But yeah, Kwame, thoughts on McLaren this weekend?
Yeah, I mean, similar to what Mahad said, it's a shame because you can tell they definitely had the pace there. Definitely in the sprint and the quality, they were definitely the second best. And like I said earlier, man, just due to the way the Mercedes drivers were acting, it was really there for the taking. We both know that once they're in those high positions, Lando, Piastri both can definitely take on some, podiums we've done to the second half of the season. You know what I mean? The second half of the start of the season. So Japan, Mary, get a podium or, sprint race even. So the pace was there, but unfortunately for them, I think that strategy of them trying to go for the inters just ruined their race with the jump. Obviously, Lando had the pace to salvage some points. Again, like everyone from Hadja, but everyone from Hadja below, so P5 below, were a lap down. I think he definitely had the pace to at least get up there. But unfortunately, he DNF'd. And then, like you said, man, with Piastri, man was just crashing into Albon, and he was just way further down compared to Lando, and we salvaged P11 in the end. So man didn't even get a point. So it's unfortunate. Like on paper, it does look good, but they had the pace, and obviously that coming from their upgrades as well. So obviously the gap between them and Mercedes is it's quite big in honesty. But I think they can, in general, use this and take on to the next race, Monaco, and go from there. Another street circuit. So
yeah, for sure, man, for sure. Let's move on to Ferrari. So Lewis, he had a good weekend. Nice little cook sesh. Nice little, I think P2 got on the race, was it? In the sprint, I can't remember where he finished. 200 miles of blank. I think it was P4 because Oscar got him. And then Leclerc, boy, blood and go, bruv. Kunle, I'm gonna come to you on this. What do you make of Ferrari's performance this weekend, especially highlighting a certain car number 16?
Boy, oh boy, 30 seconds on his head top, bro. Your teammate put in 30 seconds on your head top. You gotta go sit down in a church, in a mosque, in a Buddhist temple, whatever you believe in. You just gotta sit down and like just have like a solemn reflection of your life. It's like, am I built for this profession? Is this the life that I want to live? You didn't have, bro. In context, there was no issues with the car. There was no issues with the setup. It was just pure lack of skill. And we've said this before, we'll say it again. If the air gets moist, it's not even raining. If the air gets moist, Leclerc is shaking. It's like, man, I gotta do this again. If it rains during the race, he's probably gonna get a DNF or he's gonna go off the track like 3 times. If it rains before the race, it's gonna have a stinker. If it rains after the race, or if there's gonna be rain in the forecast, while he's racing, he's gonna be thinking that the rain's gonna start soon and he's gonna do something stupid. And it's probably gonna go, bro, did you see that where he just went wide on his own? No one behind him, no one in front of him. He wasn't chasing, he wasn't pushing. I swear it was immediately after the VSC or before the VSC. I'm not even sure.
Yeah,
I just see race director
he-
just
I don't know,
move to
he-
him.
and he swerved into the Wall of Champions and then realized who he was. So then he didn't go into the Wall of Champions.
Yeah, I mean, he wasn't champion enough to go into the wall, so I mean,
He recognized he wasn't a champion.
he
So he's like,
recognized
let me
that
just
his name is Charles, not.
skirt
Yeah.
that.
But I mean, honestly speaking, hey Richard, stop that, man.
Hey man, let me
Bruh,
test on the sound
You can't
effects,
give these
bro.
man tools,
Shit.
man. You can't give these man tools, bro.
Should have never put us on this platform.
You know what? I swear that killed off my internet just now. But like, with Ferrari as a whole, it's like the one thing that they were good at the start of the year, you don't even see it anymore. Like the race start, it's not as evident as it was at the start of the year. The car's not better than it was at the start of the year. They're not closer to Mercedes than they were at the start of the year, and I fear that they might be ending the season as the 3rd best car, or fourth best car, because it looks like Red Bull's getting their shit together. McLaren looks like Stella and his people, they finally decided to remember who they are, and they finally got the manuals of the engine in English and not German, and there might be a good car there. Red Bull have, for new powertrains, they're solidly reliable and good, and Ferrari are just
Is he gone?
Ferrari.
Oh.
Okay, now. Yeah, sorry. I don't know why I keep getting caught out. But yeah, it's sorry to whoever's gonna listen to this, man. You're just gonna be hearing my voice dipping and dip up, but you'll be alright. But yeah, honestly speaking, I don't know what to make of Ferrari. They're not good, but they're not bad. That's how I see it, because I don't see them any weekend thinking, okay, you guys are gonna have a good weekend, clean through weekend where it's like the car's okay from qualifying to the race. It's basically they're either good on one part of the face or they're not good on the other side. Like yesterday, I don't even know what happened when they were on the softs and Lewis just went wide and they lost time He lost time to Max. He went back, and then he changed tires, and the mediums were like wheel, and it just felt like he was driving a rocket ship. Like, I just felt like outside of Kimi, no one else was as fast as him on that track. So I don't know what it is that's going on in Maranello. Ranch is not here. Ranch is our in-house Ferrari expert. If we had explanations, but anyways, there was a clear distinction between a champion and a Formula One driver yesterday, and you could tell who the 7-time champion was and who the 8-time winner was. That's where I'll leave it with the drivers there. Thank you.
Well said. Mahad, any thoughts on your ops, especially Lewis? I thought Lewis done pretty well this weekend, but his teammate on the other hand, he was a bit
Something miraculous happened yesterday. I cheered for a Ferrari driver. What a weird experience. I was backing Lewis. I was like, do your thing, bro. Because I didn't have any drivers in the game. I had Oscar with a 10-second penalty. And I had Lando waving to the crowd. So I thought, yeah, let me see what Lewis is saying. Did his job. I think he was just cooking regardless. I think he was, I hate the term out driving the car, but he was driving that car at 100%. He was doing a madness in that vehicle. So yeah, I think that's his best weekend at Ferrari ever, you know. I'll be honest, in terms of performance. I know he had a podium in China as well, but yeah, I think, and obviously China last year as well when he won the sprint race, but yeah, I think he performed so well. On the other fella, I just think the radio summed it up. His engineer, deep into the race, just said, you know, Lewis is doing, I don't know, whatever time it was. Basically, he told him his lap times. Yeah, he said he's doing 1:15s. Yeah. Which basically means in radio terms, you know you're slow in it. We see you doing 15.7. You're 7 tenths off. Sort it out. Leclerc absolutely rage baited. He's like, don't radio me again. Absolute mid, bro. I don't know if you think, yeah. I'm trying to think in my mind, yeah. Have I ever seen Verstappen have a weekend like that? Where he's just slow as hell compared to his teammate.
No. Because
even Danny Rick days. Even in Danny Rick days. He wasn't just significantly slower than him. He was 7 tenths a lap slower. Unless he had damage or something. Like, I understand the term of like having bogey tracks. Look, there's drivers that have bogey tracks in it. We see George with Miami. We see Lando with Spa. Like, we see drivers with bogey tracks, right? But how many bogey tracks are you allowed to have until we start opening the documents? How many conditions can't you drive in before we start opening documents?
If you can only drive in one condition?
Unless he's just checked out now and he's like, I'm out of Ferrari. I just don't care anymore. Unless he's in that mode, I don't know what's going on. If Lewis starts getting into the groove and stuff like that and he starts beating him, I don't know how that goes for him. Not to say that he's not talented, he's got the sparks here and there and stuff like that, but you can't have weekends like that, bro. Man said, oh, it's my worst weekend of my career. I've heard you say that line before, bro. How many weekends can it be? Anyways, yeah, Ferrari looked good. Probably wouldn't have looked good if McLaren were there, but here we are.
Yeah. It's just one of those things, you know? One of those things. Let's move on to Red Bull. So, Kwame, I'll come to you on this. Hadja was moving a bit mad this weekend, wasn't he? And then Maxi got a match to get his first win of the weekend as well. So, speak on Red Bull for me, how they did this weekend also.
Yeah, I feel like similar to Ferrari in the sense of I feel like it was a tale of two halves from their two drivers. So obviously Max being the world champion, he being the more successful driver, more skilled driver, compared to Hadjar, he was obviously back and forth between him and Lewis, I'll say. Lewis obviously pivoted him towards the end to get second place. But overall, like, this is more Max's first podium as well this season. So by far his best race of the year so far. So fair play to him. Kudos to him. Hadjar, on the other hand, I don't know, man. I don't know, because I'm not sure the fact of him not being here before, in this team, that high up. But, stop and go, yellow flag, cool. Might still stop out at P5. But I'd say that's more so because I put it in McLaren's, but it was looking spooky, man. Like, we were saying Leclerc was meaty today or on Sunday. This is just shit ass, man. This is just straight trash, man. And we've seen Hadjar perform better. So I hope it's not sign of things to come. But it was just a very disappointing race, man, in my opinion.
Thoughts on Red Bull and your son moving mad this weekend? Get 2 penalties? Yeah, I said Mahad, bro. Yes,
Me?
you.
It cut out. It cut out. It cut out when you said the name.
Yeah, I thought it was just me.
sorry. Yeah, I said
it cut out. I didn't know if it was me
Yeah,
or
you
Mahad.
cut out when you said
fucking
the
hell,
name, and I was like, huh?
I heard it.
Then I heard son, and I thought it was me.
yeah, your
like,
son
I
as
got
a
to claim my child.
Yes, claim your child support. Yes, your son as a Kadjar moving mad.
Yeah, he was
2
hooping.
penalties. He was, but he was also moving mad. Speak
Okay,
on
what
that.
was the second penalty for? Was it that was not his fault? No, am I bugging? That was like he didn't serve the penalty properly.
He
That's
did
the team.
save it, but I don't know if he didn't save it properly. I don't know. It was weird. I don't know.
Yeah, then that's
You
the
just said,
team.
you
Why
gotta
they
stop
touching
and
the
go.
car?
But they didn't.
Is it the case?
From what I can remember, unless someone maybe slyly touched it and then the cameras didn't clock it properly. I don't know, but I think it's
We're allowing him for the second one. The guy had such a gap from behind him. None of this even mattered. You get what I'm saying?
Layered of color pencil. I know. It's crazy.
He could have took bare penalties. It was okay.
He could have
He just did it 'cause
gotten
he
one
said,
more
"Fuck it,
penalty.
man."
He could have gotten one more penalty and it would still be fine. That's how much
Exactly.
gap he had.
And then obviously the move with Leclerc, you said, "Fuck it, it's Leclerc, man." Sometimes you have to just say, "Fuck it, it's Leclerc, man."
Honestly, I don't
The
think
guy
it
that
was-
moved
I
on the
don't think
braking,
it
let
was-
me move on the braking, man.
I don't think it was that bad, honestly.
Gotta make him
It
know.
was what-
Hey, we ain't moving over for you, boy. Shit,
it
we don't
was
care
one
if you
little-
say
it was one
language.
little-
Yeah, it's crazy.
It really is. It really isn't that deep. I think he drove well. Was it moving on the braking? It was like late move. It was like what Yuki did in.
He
AD.
did one more move. So he picked his spot.
The late moving, I'll say.
He picked his spot, then he did one more move. But there wasn't one car width, apparently, because Max did something similar, but he gave space for one car. So
It was very cheeky, I'll be honest. If you watch
yeah,
Charles
it was
on
chicken,
board,
but
it was,
I mean, honestly,
was a pen,
it wasn't
I'll be
that
honest.
bad.
But yeah, Max got a podium. Yeah, up to 2, nigga. Just enjoy. But yeah, let's speak on rest of the grid anyway. Does anyone want to speak on anyone else of the grid? Cadillac, Audi, fucking Alpine. I know Kwame is excited to talk about Alpine. I'm sure you man.
Can I just
I'm waiting for that.
can I just flag something? Can I flag something before he talks about that horrible team Alpine? What the fuck is going on between Perez and Bottas? Why is Perez crying him? The gaps are crazy. You know when you just look down the timing sheet, you're like, what is going on here? They're in the same whip.
I like
I
to
have a
think so.
feeling. Honestly, I feel like one of them is just doing an extended test, and the other one's just driving the car like it should be. That's the only excuse. Because,
The gap's not normal.
yeah, it's ridiculous.
Within like 4 laps, Bottas was lapped. Didn't Bottas got lapped like 3 times?
Yeah, he finished 4 laps down.
4.
Fuck
4.
you
There was like 2 laps behind or so.
But he finished like last short, man.
Yeah, he was also 4 laps down.
Yeah.
God damn. Yeah, them Cadillac gaps are scary, man, I'll be honest. I don't know what the context is, but yeah, they're definitely spooky.
They must be having different cars, man, because I'm about to say even Perez sprint quali. Did he not? No, not sprint quali. Was it quali? I saw. No, I'm bugging. Okay, because my head, I thought. But there was a point where it looked like Perez was going to go out Q1, and I was like, hold up. That's when they kind of made this big jump. Bottas are just right now. So they must be having 2 different cars or something going on.
But yeah. No one else people want to highlight? No. No one gives a shit. Yeah, I don't give a shit either.
I thought the Alpine. I thought
Guess.
Colapinto was good. It did okay. What else? There was like
Lawson got P7.
There was like 7 DNFs, like, and like half of the grid was lapped by lap 20. Half of the grid was lapped by lap 20.
Perez's DNF. His suspension just said I'm out.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's that about? This is it's giving 2016 vibes, bro. Why is everybody getting lapped so quickly?
Fuck knows. Cars shit,
I think
drivers
it's just
shit.
the pace. No, I think just the pace of Mercedes and like McLaren. Just so I think the gap between the top 3 and the rest of the grid is just vast in my opinion. So like you've got obviously Mercedes, you've got McLaren, you've got Ferrari, Red Bull. Then there's a gap. Then you got Alpines. Then you got Racing Bull, Haas, Audi, etc. Like I think the gap between the 2 tiers in F1 is just mad. And then obviously you've got
And then you
Aston
got
Martin,
2
Cadillac
horrible
one.
teams
Yeah.
that are getting multiple lapped. Aston Martin and Cadillac.
Yeah, everyone apart from the top 4 got lapped. That's crazy. When's the last time that happened?
Bruh. Anyways.
Everyone apart from the top 4, apart from Kimi.
This is what I'm saying. That's the 2016 flex, bro. That's the 2014 flex.
Jesus.
Because, bro, I'll be honest, like
Kimi,
with Alpine
Lewis,
getting
Max.
P6, I don't see us in a confident getting the podium. And we're basically the best of the rest. Unless if
wait,
let's say
hold on,
McLaren, Ferrari, or
nigga.
Red Bull,
Hold on, nigga. Best of what
I
rest?
don't just get podium.
Hold on, nigga. Best of what rest?
I mean, so take away the top 4 teams in F1.
Nigga.
So take away Red Bull, take away Ferrari, McLaren, Mercedes, take away them teams. It's the best
Okay,
team.
why you taking away fault
They
with
never should have gave you guys Mercedes engines, man. Look how you're talking.
Let me talk, man. I've been in the trenches for a minute, man.
At least you're better than
yeah,
Williams. I respect it. I respect it. You're better than Williams, isn't it?
Don't get me started with this, man. Don't get me started on that team because their man had a head start, had a Russ, and they still flipped it.
You know what? Fair enough. That nigga rambling now at this point. It sound like Future. But...
Nigga rants accorded. Oh shit, man. Fuck you know.
Yeah. Anyways, it was honestly speaking, it was a good race. I enjoyed watching it though.
Right,
I don't know
closing
if anybody
statements.
else-
Anyone got anything to talk about before we get to drive of the day and shit?
Monaco's next, so don't expect anything interesting from there. You watch on Saturday and then it's done.
Just watch Saturday, innit?
Stark contrast. Yeah. So this was a banger race, I'll be honest with you. I was quite impressed. But yeah. Monaco. Yeah. Just watch that day, innit? But let's move on to Driver of the weekend. Mahad, who's your driver of the weekend?
I never actually thought about this, you know. I'm gonna say Lewis Hamilton.
I'm not mad at
Strong
that.
weekend, cooked, maximized his car, left with a P2, comfy.
Calm. Like that. Kunle, driver of the weekend?
I want to give Lewis, but I don't know what happened in the sprint. He lost like 2 places in the last lap in the sprint, so that's a bit.
Yeah, he
That's a
finished P6, didn't he? Yeah, he missed out
Yeah.
to like Oscar, then Charles. Someone.
Oscar and then Charles. So,
yeah.
But the race makes up for that. The race makes up for that though. So I'm trying to see Kimi, Lewis, Max maybe. Because Max was quite in the sprint. I don't think anybody had like a well-rounded weekend, honestly. If Judge finished, Judge would have been driver of the weekend, but obviously he didn't finish. Trying to look at the midfield. Colapinto, Gasly, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, I guess Lewis. I mean, he won driver of the day anyway, so yeah, let's give it Lewis.
Calm. Kwame?
Yeah, I'll give it to Lewis, but honorable shout out to the Apple drivers, man. Honorable shout out to both Colapinto and Gasly. Colapinto consistent all around. And Gasly had a good recovery drive. Yeah.
Calm. Yeah, I think. Yeah, it's hard to pick someone who's on a well-rounded weekend. Yeah, I'll probably just give it to Lewis, and then if you want to, maybe give it to like Colapinto or something. But yeah, calm. Now let's go on to stinker of the weekend. Kwame, who's your stinker of the weekend, bro?
I had it noted down as the McLarens, but in all honesty, I just give it to Piastri, man. Just because of, I lost, man. Again, because your team messed up, you shouldn't get it to your head, bro. You had a podium there for you. And then, let's go for Mishney.
Kunle, stinker?
Does it have to be a driver or can I give a team?
I can give it to you.
I'm McLaren, man. Fuck them niggas. They were stupid.
Oh, fair. Mahad?
Whoever makes decisions or strategy, I'm McLaren. Time and time again. Whoever's checking the weather radar, whoever's decided in the tyres, I need to find out who that individual is.
Fair.
Because it's enough now. You basically cost the team like 30 points. And now they're like 100 and something points off the constructors. You're on a joke thing. You're fucking with people's money, man. People that work in the factory and that. Make better decisions.
Fair. I'm gonna just give it to Leclerc. Yeah, you're never beating I can only drive if it's dry allegations, brother. It's not looking good, bro. It's not looking good. But yeah, I think that concludes for today's pod. So please make sure to, of course, do the usual, as I said before, like, comment, subscribe on YouTube, follow us on our socials, blah blah blah. You know the thing already, man. And people looking for Ranch, of course he was out partying last night, celebrating some trophy, some shit like that. He's out here fucking white women, even still. He's been moving mad. He's gone off the Quaaludes.
That's a crazy one.
Yo,
His name. What's going on here, bro? Edit that out, man. I have to defend him.
Yo.
Hey, you starting to see every pop, bro. What?
Oh, nah, man.
Yeah,
Every time I'm on the pod, this nigga slander me, man. It's payback time, nigga. Shit.
That's insane.
Payback time, nigga. Shh.
Yo.
Hey, where's the gunshot animation? Nah, they haven't got it yet. Fuck, too
Don't do it, please.
Damn.
We're going to get banned. You're going to get banned.
Anyways, man. See you, man, in Monaco. I'm going to get what?
You're going to get banned.
See you, man, in Monaco. Peace.
Me in a bit.